What's up, everybody? Welcome to Crypto Capital Venture. June 23rd, we're live. Thank you if you're here, if you're coming here right now, if you're watching replay, thank you for spending some time with me. John Singleton's hankering for $1,000 Litecoin. 3, 2, 1, let's go. So we're doing a live stream, so hopefully we pump a little bit, maybe hit $90 on Litecoin. If you all can let me know if you can hear me, I'd appreciate that. And also, let me know if you hear a little bit of a background music, because I'm trying to put some background music to my live streams. I'm gonna give a little bit of time. What's up, John? Is that John Moore? The John Moore? Check it out, John. Check it out. I was gonna tweet this today, but I didn't. Can you see that? It's us closing down some Litecoin business, baby. I'll have to tweet that like this week or something. That was fun stuff, guys. I'm trying to give it a couple minutes before we kind of hop into the live stream. So if you're a replay visitor, I'll put a timestamp where we kind of get started. What's up, everybody? Nana, Corin Tang, Tony England, what's up? Silver Dollar Bill, what's up? Suresh, what's up? Heath, Rex, what's up, everybody? John, you need a profile picture on your YouTube, John Moore. Boiling Point, what's up, man? Oh, the music, yeah, you guys can actually hear the music. That's impressive. I actually might know what I'm doing. Dan, can you use the dark mode on TradingView? I thought about it, but I don't know. It just gives me such a dark vibe. Is that what everybody prefers? Somebody's riding BNB right now. It's moving up. That's good. Music is good. Hair looks perfect. Thanks, Matt. Good. All right, so I think I'm just gonna jump into the video. And I want to start this live stream with a little shout out to the Litecoin School of Crypto. He just posted a new episode of the Lite podcast is out. Music is depressing, Nick. Come on. Philly representing. Sean White, what's up? Tune in for behind the scenes look at the first ever Litecoin conference. So first off, go follow the Litecoin School of Crypto. Go follow him. Go follow Litecoin Mad and Daddy Cool 91. Both Dave and David are awesome guys. These guys are like the puppeteers behind some really cool things happening in Litecoin. In particular, the Litecoin Summit. Here's the website for Litecoin Summit. Please, everybody, especially if you're in the San Francisco area, you have to go. Walter's from Philly. Walter, maybe you'll be on my plane on a flight out to San Francisco. I'm gonna be over there at the Litecoin Summit. I should have a booth, I believe, and we will be live streaming. We're gonna be interviewing some of the top names that you see here. Day 1, day 2, and you better believe I can't wait for E to stop by. I can't wait for E to stop by. I wonder if he's gonna have the avatar mask on. But it's just an exciting time for Litecoin. And what's crazy with the climate of the market right now, I wonder where we'll be. Will we be at like a $50 Litecoin by the time the summit's here? Will it be a $20 Litecoin? Either way, I know it's going to be an awesome time. But yeah, this is a really good podcast with E, Dave, and David talking about the Litecoin Summit. And first off, let's play, let me see if you guys can hear this little intro.
Hey, this is E, and welcome to the Lite Podcast.
Love that intro. That music is on point.
Yo, what is up, Litecoin fam? So, I don't know if you guys have heard, but the Litecoin Summit website has officially been launched.
It has been launched.
And I personally think it looks pretty fresh.
I think it looks fresh.
Franklin designed it, and we have a volunteer named Harry who kind of...
If you guys only knew the team behind Litecoin, some really awesome, talented people making things happen. So go follow these guys. Go check out the podcast. It was really cool to listen to the planning that's going on behind the Litecoin Summit. And yeah, I definitely am looking forward to meeting hopefully some of you if you're able to make day 1 or even day 2. Day 2 I think is what? How much is day 2 for tickets? Cheap, $49. I mean, that might be the cost of a Litecoin soon. But let's talk about that. Let's start on the Bitcoin charts, and then I want to talk to all of you a little bit. But I just want to kind of preface the video with this, with where we're going, because I know it's pretty much on everybody's minds, right? We had some hope basically when is my brush gonna work? We had hope when we bounced off the all-time high and we just started trending down and bouncing around. But now, I mean, we've approached pretty critical levels. It's safe to at least start talking about a bearish market. So if we're gonna talk about a bearish market, then what's the best way to do it would be to anticipate. What can we anticipate happening? That's kind of my general rule of thumb. I did a video kind of going more in depth on this earlier, but one thing I wanted to talk about on the live stream tonight was entering into this downtrend, right? It's such a negative, it has such a negative tone to it. It has such like a discouraging tone to it, but it's absolutely normal. And I think if we zoom out on the charts and we realize that it can help everybody, including myself, make great decisions in terms of investing, in terms of accumulation, in terms of how do you want to play this long game with crypto right now, because the opportunity right now, even as we head down and as many are bailing on cryptocurrency, I was talking to E at the Litecoin School of Crypto about this the other day. The opportunity is huge right now, and as we might even go down, the opportunity will get even bigger. So I think that's a very strong mental type of mindset to have, but I think it's going to play really well long term. But what I want to talk about is, let's start here. I wrote picture of overextension being pulled back to reality or consolidation, and you can use the 50 EMA for a really good picture of that happening. And what I did was I kind of just looked back to that bear market of 2013 to 2015. We had that high, we had the low down there, and I looked at the 50 EMA and kind of the movement of it, because it really does kind of paint a really beautiful picture in terms of this upward trend line that we have. And it puts things into reality, because this all-time high that we had here, right? It's not sustainable. So a pullback is critical. Is a pullback down to reality going to happen like within a few months, couple months? Probably not. But look, it happens over the course of, many months. But what I did was I put the price range, or I took the price range of the trend line, the high point of the 50 EMA. And I was just curious, and I took it down to where the bottom of the 50 EMA was. And it's right around the 40% mark. And John Singleton just said dollar cost average, and that is huge and probably one of the best approaches you can have in this market, as long as you have the cash to do so. So from that high on that 50 EMA to that new low on the 50 EMA is around a 40% drop. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to say, all right, say we have this high on the current 50 EMA where we are today, right after this all-time high, and it's definitely leveled out. You don't have this steep incline anymore, so it's leveled out. We can take that all-time high and let's go down 40%. Like that's what happened in the last bear market to the new 50 EMA low. So let's just do that. And it takes us right around that critical point that I did a video on earlier, which was the fib retracement from when Bitcoin left that trend line to all-time highs. And the 786 on that Fibonacci retracement puts us right at that 40% EMA high to a new 50 EMA low. So I'm saying all of this, and I hope I'm not like just talking too fast here, but I'm saying all of this because the video that I did earlier, if you didn't watch it, please do. I go deeper into this, but the video I did earlier, I was painting a channel basically in this area of that 786 retracement from that all-time high down to around $3,000 Bitcoin, which is this first high. So that first high after leaving that trend line acting as support. So that channel right there, for me, obviously it's good to dollar cost average right now, even in my opinion. Everybody has their own approach, but in my very strong opinion, that channel right here is a very sweet accumulation area. This is in anticipation of a further downtrend in the markets, which is very possible. And a lot of people are thinking it's going to happen. And I want to throw out there that anything can happen. So it might not happen, but I'm just saying if we continue down this channel right here, $3,000 Bitcoin to $5,000 Bitcoin is, based on historical data, very strong accumulation zone. So, and by that point, who knows how many people will have bailed by then, but man, I think a lot of people will have bailed by then. I don't know if it's going to be, by the way, this is the weekly chart. So just so you have an idea, this is June, you know, or mid-June or wherever we are. And then just even to right here is a month. Right here is September, is right here. So this downtrend can go on for a while. And it might, who knows how it's going to play out, but however it does, we might enter that channel. In my opinion, an awesome, awesome accumulation area. So that's kind of the foundation of what I wanted to talk to you about tonight, because I know a lot of people are like, what do I do? I mean, the markets are looking terrible right now. Where are we going and how do I approach it? And I think this provides a nice picture of how to approach it. For me, it's called accumulation. And right now, I want to talk to basically the people. Let me move this over. The people out there that I get comments a lot, and maybe a lot of you do too, and you see this. But the people out there that are like making comments about people that hold Litecoin and hold on to Bitcoin, even as we're going down, how we're idiots, how we're not smart. I want to tell you something. I mean, maybe you're on this live stream and you're thinking that. People that hold, and pretty much everybody I talk to that does hold a cryptocurrency long term, no matter what the market is doing, they have the mindset, they have the approach of an early stage investor, like a pre-seed, like a seed investor in a startup. That's their mindset. So with that approach, if you're investing in a startup, and all of a sudden as the company is being built and the team is being built and the product is being built and deployed, when there are issues, when there's some type of, you know, hurdle, are those early stage investors bailing? Are they jumping ship? No, they're literally drawing from all the resources possible to help their investment succeed as much as possible. So that's why you see so many people getting involved with Litecoin and cryptocurrency and volunteering their time to invest their time, their skills, their talents from across all different areas and arenas. People are doing this because they're approaching this as a long-term investment, just very similar to an early stage investor in, you know, a tech startup, whatever you want to call it. And that's how we're approaching it. That's my approach. I'm in this so long-term, it's unreal. So for any haters out there that think we're stupid for holding on to these cryptocurrencies, we're not day traders. We're not trying to make, you know, $1 million in a month. We are long-term investors. And I wanted to throw that out there for you. So I want to see what some of you people are saying. I kind of want to get a sense of how you all are feeling as we kind of go down. $82 Litecoin, that's awesome. Let's put the same thing with Litecoin. It's obviously a little bit different of a looking chart, but same thing. I had my heavy buy zone in that triangle right there for you. I did a video on that. And I'll put a link in the description to that video. But here's the daily on Litecoin, and let's bring up the 4 hour. So there's the 4 hour on Litecoin. So how are you all feeling? John Kim says, we are stupid. Steve Jobs says, stay foolish. What's funny is, I was thinking of those types of guys, Steve Jobs, all these startup guys, and their approach to when they were getting started. Ton of risk, ton of people telling them they are stupid. So John, very true. John Kim getting ready to pass me on Twitter. This guy. Silver Dollar Bill says, looks like this year may be a tax write-off. It's a tax write-off only if you sell. I'll be buying more next week no matter what the price, says Chad. Mr. Planet Biggie's down 35,000. So who's buying right now? I kind of want to get a sense of who's buying. Like, is there anybody on this live stream right now that has sold? Will I buy any Bitcoin? Of course. Of course. That's pretty much what I'm talking about, is accumulating Bitcoin right now. Bought one. I saw Mr. Planet Biggie sold. Lucas, no sell, no buy. Rob, whoop, just standing by. Someone bought 12 more. The chat is kind of going crazy. Can't keep up with all the comments. I bought $1 of Litecoin. Getting 100 Litecoin. Been buying. Steve has been buying. I've been buying without telling anyone, including my wife. I don't know if that's the smartest thing to do. Traded some F-150, traded some Litecoin for Digibyte today. Someone's mining it. Oh, Rob, Rob is mining it. It's well played. Buy, don't cry. I like that. I like that, Joe. I should name that. I should have that as a name or title of this video. So, go to the Bitcoin 4 hour too. Where is that? I thought I had it. Yeah, here it is. I mean, there's nothing we can do other than just wait and hope to find a bottom. Actually, I want to go to the daily. You see these wedges, right? Every time we have a break up, it kind of happens out of nowhere. But one thing I'm noticing on the 4 hour on Bitcoin is the 50 EMA is just, it's insanely resistant. It's like every time we make a move, and the thing that I guess is most discouraging is this time on the way down, the 50 EMA is below the 200 EMA. So there's a ton of resistance right now. It's going to take a good amount of volume to get, you know, a new low in place so that we actually bounce up and start forming higher highs and higher lows. So I think that's partly why a lot of people have a very negative sentiment right now, is just because where the market is in terms of momentum. Momentum is obviously going down extremely strong in comparison to how it was before. But I said in the video earlier, the harmony, the synergy between the bear market charts and the charts today, trying to get rid of some of these lines, are insane. Like look at the similarities between the high back in 2013 and this high that we previously had. Just look at the similarities. So, you know, lower low, lower low, lower low, leveled out, finally back up after 2 years. So lower low, lower low, lower low. The question now is how long? And I guess that how long question is the $1 billion question. Because if somebody had the exact answer to when it will bottom, they would be doing very well for themselves. I still love my Litecoin, but Digibyte is fast and cheap. Had to snag some more. Win homeless, win bankruptcy. Haven't you been listening? Don't spend more than you can afford to lose. I think if you can do that, you will be very well. You will do well. If you can have invested and accumulate, and as we go down, if you bought up top, average down, if you're able to do that, I think you'll be fine. It's not financial advice, but that's just my opinion. So, how low can we go? That is the question. Does anybody think, so obviously I have my channel on the screen right here. We have 3,000 to 5,000. Does anybody think that we might go lower? I want to see what you are thinking is in terms of bottom. Some might think we are at a bottom. Solo tip, what if this is all a bubble? Well, what do you mean all a bubble? Like crypto in general being a bubble? It's extremely, extremely unlikely. Jim Flanagan, is blockchain a bubble? Blockchain is definitely not a bubble. One thing I guess I want to share with you, I might as well, is, and I know I talk about this, but there might be some new people here. You know, I'm a recruiter in blockchain and crypto. Probably 80-90% of my clients are blockchain startups. So whether that means they're, you know, blockchain derivative type company building a platform, a real estate marketplace, data marketplace building on top of Ethereum, just so many different Bitcoin exchange startup, so many different clients of mine. And when I'm watching them and I'm helping them build their teams of engineers, mainly engineers, blockchain engineers right now, what I'm watching, and especially keep in mind, I'm not very technical of a person. So I have to, I'm learning a lot by talking to these founders and talking to insanely brilliant engineers. And they know I'm learning. I'm honest with them. I don't try and act like I know what I'm doing. I don't understand all of the tech behind it. So they teach me. But one thing that I can tell you is what they're building, in my very strong opinion, you know, I can't predict the future, but what they're building, these platforms, you know, they're the future. They literally are the future of, you know, how things happen. So one of my clients, real estate, like I just said, real estate data marketplace built on Ethereum. There are so many advantages to doing that. And, you know, within the real estate data marketplace, whether that's sharing data between all of the stakeholders, realtor, bank, consumer, sharing that data in a trustless manner, and being able to do it saves a ton of time, saves a ton of costs, and it's an extremely quick and awesome way to run a business like that. So it's definitely, in my opinion, the future. It's here to stay. The question is, like, you know, in 5-10 years, who will be king, right? Is Ethereum going to like own it? That's a question. Is Bitcoin still going to be number one? That's a question. We don't have the answers to that because there's always going to be innovations, but I can tell you, as I work in this space every day, I'm very confident it's the future. So Steven, what's up, man? It's good to see you, dude. John Singleton, shift card, 10x card. So anyway, that was my little spiel on blockchain as we head lower. Look at this, Bitcoin approaching. Let's go to the 5 minutes. Kind of want to go to the 5 minute on Bitcoin. 5 minute on Bitcoin, 6,099. Would be crazy if we break 6,000. So right now, in terms of where Bitcoin and Litecoin is, let's draw a line right at 6,000 for Bitcoin. You see back on the 22nd yesterday, this is the 5 minute chart. You can see 6,000 really just is a huge support area right now. I think if we fall below 6,000, it's gonna probably get a little bit ugly in my opinion. and we might see 5,500 pretty quickly. And then on Litecoin, I think I drew the line already on the Litecoin 5 minute. Nope. So Litecoin, $80. I mean, Litecoin $80 is the Bitcoin $6,000. So let's draw a line. You know, there's going to be a lot of, I bet you there's a lot of stop loss orders, a lot of traders playing right now around with these. So, and a lot of people are getting tired. I mean, I actually am surprised that once we broke $100, we didn't go lower. But you do remember I said I'd be accumulating, and that $60 to $80 area is more of a heavy accumulation zone for me. But we really haven't gotten there yet. So will we get there? I don't know. What do you think? When is the big money? When is big money coming? Big opportunity ahead. Don't panic. That is true. A lot of us may have beat the banksters into the game. Hang in there. That's true. Is there anything else? Is there anything else you guys want to kind of chat about? I just wanted to go over some charts tonight. I was hoping to get some movement. I mean, in any direction really. Would have been exciting to watch. The next run will make the run up in December tiny. I agree. I agree. How about before we end the stream, how about we get some predictions? So I'll stay on the Litecoin chart. How about that? First off, let's say worst case scenario, and then we'll talk about that. Come back 6 months later to Bitcoin at 2,000. Eric, I have Abra. I mean, all the markets are down. It's not one particular thing happening that's making Litecoin go down. All the markets are down right now. Do you think Litecoin will bounce over 100 before it drops lower? Actually, I'm happy you brought that up because that's something I wanted to talk about. So where do I want to talk about that at? I think it was on the daily. I'm going to open the daily Litecoin, and I do actually want to say that I could totally see Litecoin approaching this like 120, like right in between this 250 EMA. I think it'll see a lot of resistance. I don't see it getting above the 200 EMA, like the 135 area. But I definitely can see it testing that 50 EMA, like kind of in this 120 to 130 area as a new lower high in this downtrend. So let's take a trend line. I'm gonna do this quick, so don't judge me on it. So trend line, I can definitely see a jump back up after this low, this new lower low, to form a new lower high, like somewhere in there, like the 120, 130 area before another bounce down. So again, as we anticipate long-term, more of a bottom of Litecoin, right? This green thing that I have, want to anticipate that, have a plan for that. Part of that might be a new lower high. So have a plan for that on the shorter time frame is definitely important. Some of you might be like, man, if we could only get back up to $130, I am selling half of my Litecoin because I can't take this. I've lost too much. You know, if you bought like up here or something, that's completely cool. It's up to you, but either way, have a plan. But technically speaking, it's 100% in play after this wedge down. You can see these wedges. There's always that bounce up. So it's kind of like, when are we gonna get that bounce up? It's also possible we completely break through the trend line and continue going up. At this point, I don't think that's going to happen, and most don't. That's really not the general sentiment right now. I think most people are starting to try to come to terms with an extended bear market. Maybe not as long as the one we saw a few years ago, but definitely a little bit longer. So time will tell, but I'm glad you asked that question because I wanted to talk about that. It's kind of what I've been waiting for, is this this jump back up to that upper trend line. what's really important for us to keep an eye on is the bottom trend line, because on the upside, obviously I'm looking for that to happen. On the downside, I'm still just waiting for that like mass capitulation. I don't think we've seen it yet. Obviously markets are really ugly right now, but we haven't seen like that panic, scared, bunch of people just bailing. Right now there's just, you know, there's definitely negative sentiment, but I don't think we've seen that capitulation. And it might happen, and you keep an eye on it with these lower lows, if we really like aggressively break one of these trend lines. And it might happen because many are probably hoping for a bounce up to that 130 area in Litecoin, and in terms of Bitcoin, you know, similar type of play. On the daily, you can say that would probably be a bounce off this lower low to around 7,500 or so, 75, 7,800. Randall McMurphy, I need a drink. John Singleton, a lot of people are holding their breath right now. It's very true. $250 Litecoin by December, I guarantee it. Simone wants me to say when it will go to 120, 130. I don't have a time frame. I mean, who knows that? Nobody knows that. When you believe realistically Litecoin will be back to 150 strong? Steven, it's a good question, but it's impossible to answer. Because as that comment just said, no guarantee in crypto. John Kim is sticking with my end of year prediction. John Kim's article coming out sounds good. If I had to guess, okay, everybody wants me to guess when we're gonna have a possible bounce. Man, this chart is ugly again. I always draw on these charts like crazy, and there's probably a quicker way to delete. All right, so this a bounce back up, right? And I actually did do a video on this. Probably, was it yesterday or the day before? What I was looking at is, it was actually on the 4 hour. I think it was on the 4 hour. Let's go over to the 4 hour. I was looking at these. Bear with me, everybody. Bear with me. So I was looking at these pullbacks away from the EMA, the 50 EMA on the Litecoin 4 hour. And I was kind of talking about in the video, I'm pretty sure I was looking at the 4 hour, but I was looking at price ranges of these pullbacks away from the 50 EMA. So like right now we're, that low that we had previously, let me expand this, was around 20%. And I want to point out, in that previous wedge, right, that second bottom that we had in Litecoin, you can see that bottom was right around 27%. So it's always good to kind of have that in the back of your mind when you're watching the charts. If you're like really looking for when are we going to get a bounce, to at least test, first off, these areas on the 4 hour before breaking $100. We have to break key resistance, which right now is a 50 EMA on the 4 hour. So it's like steps to breaking it on the daily. But right now you can see every time we kind of get 20% plus away from that 50 EMA on the 4 hour, we kind of do slingshot back up. So if you want to keep an eye on the when could we possibly have it happen, you kind of have to watch it. You watch for a slingshot back up to the 50 EMA, and then you watch and you look, are we getting more resistance to bounce back down to form a new lower low, or are we finally going to break it? If we break it, then you can start looking at that as support, and then you can move over to the daily and you can say, all right, we're at 100, we're at around $100. We're above support on the 50 EMA on the 4 hour, and then let's see if we can create higher highs so that we can approach the 50 EMA on the daily. That's kind of my approach. When that will happen, I don't know, but right now it's definitely looking like we could have a run up soon. So nobody knows. But the other thing you can do is you can take, and I don't know if all of you like keep charts open and you mess around with this, but you can also take date ranges. Like how long did these wedges last before we hit a bottom, right? So before we kind of broke out in that first one was like 54 days. Before we kind of broke out from that first one was around 54 days. And I actually remember talking about this like last week. So right now we are at 50 days. So there you go. These wedges before run back up to form a new higher low have lasted 54 days, and now we're at around 50 days. So if somebody wants me to do a prediction on if we're gonna make a run to like $100, $120, I would say in 4 days. There, I did a prediction. So June 27th. Mark your calendars, everybody. Buy. We're going up, and we're breaking $100 on June 27th. There, you happy, everybody? Brian Huggins, what's up, man? How you doing, dude? I hope you're doing well. Why don't we do a collaboration soon, Brian? You live so close, or at least we do a YouTube collab since you're on YouTube now. John Kim still has that. John, what was your end of year prediction? Was it $5,000? We do need volume. Even to get us up back to $100, $120, we need volume. And it's kind of like, yeah, Brian, let's do it. Shoot me a text this week. Henry Pham, July 4th. I'm getting married on July 4th. So July 4th would be around a week after June 27th. So a week after we pump to 120. John Moore for end of year. I'm lost in the conversation. Come to San Francisco in September. I have my window open and like these lights, these bugs. John Singleton, post a link to your registry. Should I maybe, like, I don't take donations on this channel, but maybe on the day, like the last video I do before the wedding, maybe I should be like, I should put my Litecoin address for my wallet up. Everybody can send me a ton of Litecoin. Sounds like a deal. Just kidding, I won't do that. Very excited for the Litecoin Summit. Actually, we have 167 people watching. Type 1 if you're going to the Litecoin Summit, and type 2 if there's no way you're going. There's my 1. I accept Litecoin for my wedding. John Kim. John, you already sent me a gift, dude. 2. Oh man, we got a bunch of 2s. John Singleton, you not going? Man, a bunch of 2s. Got some 1s. Mr. Planet, Jim's going. Man, more 2s than 1s. Trying too busy time around the time. I hear you, Brian. Too far. John, where do you live that it's too far? Mila, Vanessa, going. What's 3 mean? Solo tip 510, thank you. I appreciate you watching, man. Appreciate it. You guys keep me going. You all here are keeping me going. You're keeping me, I mean, I need moral support too. I always say that. We're in this together. June 27th, I'm getting rid of all my Litecoin. There's always that one person that sticks to my prediction. They're gonna keep bringing it up. Wonder if Nakamotorized is going to San Francisco Litecoin Summit. If you weren't here at the beginning of this live stream, I just briefly went over Litecoin School of Crypto tweeted a new episode of his podcast, and
Litecoin fam.
There he is. There's E. Can we listen to the music one more time of that intro? I just can't get enough of it. Yo, E, if you ever watch this, can I borrow that for my intro, that music? It's so good.
Hey, this is E, and welcome to the Light Podcast.
Look at that. This makes me feel good, man.
Yo, what it?
He's got such a radio voice, too. E, can you do my intros for me? I'll send you some Litecoin. So, would love to see Nakamoto Rise in person. Physical robot form. Bill, I have a 435 M Sport. Litecoin will hit $20. Let's play another game. Do you think Litecoin will hit $20? Press 1 if you think Litecoin will hit $20. Watching from Nairobi. Awesome. Appreciate you coming by and watching. But didn't you say you're also going to the Litecoin Summit? Are you really going? Isn't that quite a travel? So let's see. We got a few that think we're going to $20, $50, no $50, 6, 2 to the 3. Well, let's see. My video earlier, I talked about, if I can find that chart. Here we go. This is my, that green triangle is that $80 down to $40 was my kind of heavy buy zone. And I think if I can remember exactly what I was doing, that was right there. So the 786 is that $80 mark from that, leaving that trend line when we broke out. So that 786 pullback, pretty popular number in Fibonacci retracement in crypto. And that $80 is at 0.786. And then I have the $40 as like the really aggressive low, which is basically that first high, kind of that first channel right in there, acting as support. If we hit $40, I think it would be very briefly. I can't imagine we're gonna go to $20. I can't imagine we're gonna go to $40, but that's still 50% away. But who knows? It could happen. Be prepared, be ready. Every price is my heavy buy zone. $40, man, that sounds ugly. That does sound ugly. But man, it sounds so good, huh? Accumulating $40. Who would have ever thought that would happen? Let's go green tomorrow. Seriously, look at the daily chart. Look at this red. Red, red, red. This green doesn't count to me. That green candle is dead to me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's like 7 weeks. Look at that. So, and let's look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 weeks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks. June 27th, everybody. June 27th. That's fun, man. It's fun to make predictions. So, what would that look like on the daily? Let me get rid of some of this junk. Long-term hold. I will die with my Litecoin. Do live stream on your channel. John Kim. Who's H4LT? H4LT. That's great advice. Stay happy. Life is short. Great advice. This is a little, this Litecoin stuff, this crypto stuff is a little blip on the radar screen. Will the red ever stop? Enough already. 27th June. There it is. Let's move it over. That's why I have that line there too. That's exactly why I have that orange line there. So 27th of June. So let me actually go to the 4 hour and let's paint this out. Let's have some fun with this prediction. I put it out there. Let's have some fun. I Can't wait till I get some haters in the comments. I can't wait. All right, so June 27th. Get my line. Where is it? There we go, June 27th. So, what will happen before June 27th, leading up to that over the next 4 days? That could be the question. Could we have a little sideways trading and then maybe a little bit of a scary move down to around $75 and then a bounce up to the $100 mark for a new higher high? Could that be what happens? Could we have a trickle down to $75 and then a bounce up on June 27th? Is that what's going to happen? Charlie Lee bought back into Litecoin at around $100. So now he's trying to... Oh, stop. Stop. ...2018 is bear market year. By the way, I'm talking about this this move up. It's completely possible that it happens, but yes, 2018 could be the year, could be a bear market year. So let's say this June 27th pump happens, right? My awesome prediction. Top of trend line, right? 200 EMA, bounce off for a new lower high, and then back down. Lower low. John's prediction, end of year. Where's that at? Let's see. End of year is like all the way over here. Right over there. John's prediction, end of year. Maybe a June 27th breakout. Support, and finally a continued uptrend. Man, that's got to be an insane uptrend, because I think John's prediction, John Kim, I'm pretty sure it's $5,000 by the end of the year. So let's see. Obviously, we're like going on an hour into this live stream, so that's why we're talking about a $5,000 Litecoin. John Kim's prediction in play. Higher highs, higher lows. Boom. It was 11,700. John, you're killing me, dude. John, you're killing me. John, we're having some fun. Don't freak out. We're having some fun here on Crypto Capital Venture. Relax. If you're a replay viewer, relax. Have some fun. Take a deep breath. It's gonna be okay. $140,000 by December. Robert S. Exactly. Waiting for privacy coin. Uh-oh. Are we getting some haters? Whatever time he says it will be. End of your prediction. So anyway, we are where we are. Got my buy zone, which is really what I want to talk about in this video. Piggybacking off my video earlier, Litecoin buy zone, accumulation, heavy buy zone, $40 to $80. No matter what that time frame looks like, we might not get there yet. We might bounce up before we get back down there. It might never happen, but I'm just letting you know that's a heavy accumulation zone. Bitcoin, just do it as a recap. Bitcoin, 5,000 to 3,000, heavy accumulation zone. For me, this is me. And again, might get a bounce before that happens. Bounce back down, might never happen. But those are my thoughts. Robert S. sold everything today. What if it goes to $5? What would you do? If it goes to $5, it's not going to $5. I don't think it's going to go to $5. There's going to be too many people accumulating in this area. If it goes to $5, it's fine. It's just, listen, if this takes, you know, if we might get tons of money coming in tomorrow. We might get tons of money coming in 5 years from now. If this takes years, it takes years. This is a long term. This is like, my mindset is, you know, for my kids, for my grandkids, for my great-grandkids. There are endless possibilities right now to enter crypto markets, enter the crypto space, even outside of buying cryptos. There's a ton of opportunity right now to kind of paint your future, whatever you want to do. If you're an entrepreneur and you want to build something, you want to get involved in a project, there's so much opportunity to make a ton of money, as well as be a part of really a historical thing happening globally. So if you're really looking, if you're looking in this little time frame, right, of where we are in a downtrend, even if Bitcoin goes back down to $300, if you're only focused on this little area, in my opinion, you're making a huge mistake. So hopefully you can have some patience. Hopefully you can hang in there and have a plan, formulate a plan, no matter. I wanted to bring up on Twitter, somebody had the coolest post, and I was busy and I just skimmed by it. But this was their buy zone, and it was awesome. That was it. That's like a great approach. When you're invested, you're invested. Like if you're long on this, you're long on this. Man, Robert S., you're such a negative Nancy. You should change your screen name to Negative Nancy. Can you talk about Bitcoin, Litecoin? Bitcoin holding better than Litecoin? Yeah, everybody, not everybody, but many always want me to do Litecoin, Bitcoin charts. What do you think about Wall Street cheat sheet versus current crypto markets? I don't know. It's funny. I do watch people doing videos on the cheat sheet and kind of comparing it. So I'm trying to bring it up. Let's see. Let's bring it up. Cheat sheet. Hopefully this is like a good version of the cheat sheet. Yeah, there are some trolls in here, huh? Man, that's not a good one. I want like a full... I don't think this one's good either. Whatever. We'll use one of these. It's fine. And then you all, I want to see where you all think we are. Can you guys see that all right? Yeah, it looks fine. So where do you think we are in the cheat sheet? Litecoin going down for no reason. I mean, all markets are going down right now. It's not just Litecoin. All right, so let's see. We've got Euphoria. Obviously, everybody knows where Euphoria was. Let me get a better chart. Let's see. What should we use? The daily? Let's use the Bitcoin. Let's use the Bitcoin daily. And let me get rid of these lines. Sorry, I'm ill prepared for this right now. But here we go. Can you all see that? All right, so Euphoria, we've got right there. I'm doing pretty bad here. Robert S. Denial phase. Oh man, I need a moderator in here. I would say you're 80% right all the time. Not bad. We are in denial phase. All right, so where's denial phase? Right there. My investments are with great companies. They will come back. So Robert thinks, I think that was Robert that said we're in denial phase. Where does it say barf? That's awesome. Everyone's selling. I need to get out. Panic. Yeah, I mean, I don't think we've got to panic, that capitulation. I don't think we've gotten there. So like that's why I think we could easily go lower. And then depression phase could be a long, drawn out, man, when's this going to bounce? When are we going to go back up? So yeah, I actually think denial phase isn't a bad observation, no matter if it's a negative comment or not. We totally could be there. Anxiety, why am I getting margin calls? This dip is taking longer than expected. I think we might kind of be there. The one thing with that being said is, say we are right now in kind of this sentiment, this tone of the market, anxiety phase. It's not like 100% fact that this is going to play out exactly like this. It's crypto, so it totally could just bounce tomorrow. Real money waits for capitulation. And that's actually a good point. There's a ton of money, and you know, I don't have to just be talking about institutional investors. There's just a ton of money waiting for capitulation. I mean, it's a huge accumulation zone if that happens, and the market just like does that. Someone was thinking depression. So somebody thinks we're actually already in depression. Anger and depression. I don't think we're at either one of those. What about the cheat sheet doesn't have any good outcomes? Throw it in the trash. Jim, what about disbelief? What about that bounce? What's crazy is, let's see, let's go back to, here we go. Man, that's a messy chart. Is this Litecoin or this is Bitcoin on the weekly? So look at that bear market. So you probably have like, let's see, anxiety, denial, panic. So in that last bear market, like that anxiety, denial, panic type of deal was like probably like right around here, right? So, and then we have depression and anger down there, right? And then maybe that disbelief as we kind of make that new higher high and we break this previous high. So let's kind of compare that to where we are now, right? If we're gonna, because we've been using that bear market to kind of help see some synergy of what a bear market looks like. I would say we're definitely in that area right there of anxiety and denial. So if you want to call it, I definitely would call it anxiety. I don't like calling it denial because it's such like a negative connotation. Many people do not have denial as we go down. Many people are getting excited as we go down, actually. There's a lot of really good things happening in the markets, in the space, innovations that are happening, and it's exciting. And maybe I should talk about that a little bit more in my videos, being I'm working with founders of these crypto startups like every day, and I'm talking to engineers in the space every day, and I'm seeing what's happening. I should talk about that as we go down because it adds some positive context to the negativity in the market right now, right? I mean, the charts, the price doesn't have to exactly reflect the opportunity in the market. It doesn't have to reflect the success that is happening with the technology right now. It doesn't, and it's not going to always do that. So maybe I should talk about these startups. Maybe I can get some of these startups to come on the channel, interview the founders, talk to them about what's going on. These prices will look so low in 10 years. That's so true. These prices will look extremely low in 10 years. Hey, I'm probably gonna end the live stream soon, but I wanted to ask something I meant to ask tonight, which was, are there any like ideas or requests for interviews that I could do that you would like to see on this channel? I kind of could use some ideas. I'm curious. I have some of my own ideas, but I want to see if there's any like requests or ideas I haven't thought of for interviews. Nick is angry listening to YouTubers. Well, I'm glad you're not angry at me, Nick. That's one. Laurie. Charting Man Dan. Charting Man Dan. I think I know who you're talking about. Does he have long hair? I like him. He's cool. He's definitely, and I would like to have him on because he does a lot of like day trading stuff, right? Like short-term trading stuff. I don't do that. That's not my thing. That's not my approach, but I like that. That's a good idea, Lori. I should actually see if he would come on. Maybe do like a TA for us. The chart guys, yeah. That's right. Anyone in the crypto space. Tyler S. Steven, I've been trying to get Tyler S on forever. I personally think you could do a real good intro to Litecoin for beginners video. What do you mean by that? Nick, I appreciate that, man. Thank you. Cool. All right, everybody. It's an hour and 1 minute, 22 seconds. Time for me to go relax Saturday night. I don't know how late Sarah's going to be out tonight, but hopefully she's doing good. TradingView setup video. I need to do that. You're right. My TradingView setup is very simple. I'm very simple in my charting. I'm a minimalist in life and in charting. And look at this, we're at $81 Litecoin. Thanks, John. Thanks everybody for coming by. Really do appreciate all of you hanging out with me Saturday nights. Should probably be able to do a video tomorrow, but things are definitely getting busy as we kind of get closer to the wedding, but I'm gonna continue to keep trying to do these videos every day. Appreciate all you coming by. If you're a replay viewer, let me know your thoughts on everything we discussed. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video. God bless.